Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your December 2019 horoscope for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards, as well as on your right, you see some major transits that we will go through for the month of December. So as always, we are using the Connolly Tarot deck. The Rider Tarot deck. The Barbieri Zodiac Oracle deck. And playing cards. And don't forget that there is a 1,000 subscriber special. So if you are interested in that, feel free to comment loyal fan down below. So on December 2nd, we start off with Jupiter in Capricorn. And so this is a big shift as Jupiter leaves its home sign of Sagittarius to enter its fall position, its weakest position in Capricorn. And so we move out of this space of big visions and high hopes into this more serious and disciplined space of hard work. And so in this moment, Spirit is asking you to remember to stay faithful and to continue to believe in what is possible in your life. And as Jupiter moves into Capricorn, what are you willing to commit to? What are you willing to put the work and consistency in to reach this destined space in your life? And on December 9th, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. And Mercury is in detriment here as Mercury's home sign is in Gemini, in your very sign. And so we're looking at the opposite of Gemini here in Sag, as Gemini is tuned in to the familiar surroundings. Sagittarius is exploring unknown territory. And so Mercury is a little lost here as Mercury is used to being in the smaller details in the information, knowing and having the clarity of its familiar surroundings. But here Sagittarius is looking from a much bigger perspective. And so as Mercury is in Sag, it is a time to not get lost in the little details and to try to see the bigger picture of your journey that you are on and where you are headed in your life. What does destiny look like for you? Now on December 12th, we close out this lunar cycle that we are in that started with the Sagittarius new moon as we enter a full moon in your sign of Gemini. And so the experiences and the opportunities that you were open to on this journey, on this quest of this lunar cycle, bring in information and details that bring clarity to the direction of which you are headed in your life. Now, on the same day, Chiron comes direct. And Chiron has been retrograde throughout most of 2019 in the sign of Aries, where it has been breaking down these old ego attachments and these old ideas about what we think our identity is. And so with Chiron coming direct, it is the realization of who we really are. Now, on December 20th, Venus enters Aquarius. And this is a big shift, as Venus is currently in Capricorn. It is in this more disciplined, more constricted place of focusing on the higher values, focusing on reputation and status, and how does things look in your life in the public eye. And as it moves into Aquarius, we go even higher into this destined space of what is truly of the highest value and what truly serves you on an individual level, as well as how do your relationships and your values and the things that you believe in and find security in serve you on a conscious level. And there is something about this Venus in Aquarius energy that is unique, that is unexpected, as Aquarius is bringing in all of these different and unique energies about the things that you may find value and worth in may be unexpected and unique in. So Spirit is bringing in these opportunities through unique and unexpected situations in your life. And on the 22nd, the Sun enters Capricorn, shifting us into a brand new season, leaving this season of having faith and optimism and seeking out higher truth and meaning and understanding and reason in your life, into this new space of destiny, reputation, status, where you are headed in your life. And we follow that with a Christmas new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn. Here on the East Coast, it is on the 26th. But for a lot of you, it will be on Christmas Day. Of this Christmas new moon solar eclipse being a new lunar phase, a new lunar cycle of headed towards your destiny, headed towards your goals, headed towards this new status, this new reputation of who you are and what you are accomplishing in your life. And this is destined. This is a solar eclipse where there is something about blacking out the sun where you can't necessarily see the outcome, but you can intuitively feel into it. And so there is something about this new moon solar eclipse that is saying, are you willing to trust your intuition about where destiny is taking you, about where you are headed, that is successful, that does serve you on the highest level? Or are we operating in the negative end of Capricorn, which is repeating back into these old belief systems, these old cycles, these old systems that no longer serve you? And we end with the last major shift being of Mercury in Capricorn. And Mercury in Capricorn is sort of a weird position. Mercury doesn't feel weak in Capricorn, but it doesn't feel like it is in its true power and dignity, as Mercury in Capricorn is going to be more strict, more disciplined, more calculated and strategic and systematic in the way that we think and communicate, And it is going to be speaking in a way that is very refined and very much in terms of status and reputation and where our goals are taking us in our life. So let's take a look at the cards. So for you, Gemini, we do start off with the Hermit card. And so there is something here about taking your own individual journey. And we always talk about the Hermit being hiding out from the noise and the bustle and hustle of life and going on its own internal individual path. But there is something here about how the Hermit is holding a lantern, about how the path is being lit for you. And so your guides and your intuition are leading you down this internal path of where you are headed. And so you are being called to go on this internal journey, this internal quest. And there is something here about how it is about, with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it is about you finding the clarity and finding the truth in who you are. Because there's something here about this Eight of Swords where it is in reverse. And so there's something here where you can't see clearly, right? All of these thoughts are blocking your clarity. But with the Eight, it is a transformation card of going deep into these thoughts, into these beliefs, and finding this clarity to step into your true power. And it's interesting because we do get the Emperor and the Empress together, of stepping in this true power of your divine masculine and feminine, of this balance. And for some of you, this is signifying relationships, right? There's something about this that with the Empress and the Emperor, it is about divine harmony between the masculine and feminine. And so for a lot of you, this is internal, bringing together your divine masculine and feminine. And for some of you, this is dealing with relationships. But there is this journey, this path that you need to go on to find the clarity and the understanding within you. And that takes us to the Five of Swords in reverse. And there is something about the Five of Swords that is always about learning from a master, taking guidance, taking assistance from someone who can help you, someone who can teach you on your path. But with it in reverse, there is resistance to this. For a lot of you, you are trying to do all of this on your own, right? And that is the negative side of this Hermit here, is trying to take it all on yourself. But there is something about how on this individual journey, you can receive assistance, you can seek out guidance and help from others around you. And there is something also here about how your guides are trying to help and assist you as well. And so with the Five of Swords in reverse, don't be afraid to seek out this guidance and assistance in your life. And I do want to remind all of you Gemini out there that you have the world, right? You have a lot of opportunities, a lot of choices that are open to you in the universe right now. And so you're being called to go for these doorways, these opportunities in your life. And you're being divinely guided. You notice that in the World card, that she's holding the divine rod, the divine connection to God, to Spirit, So you are being intuitively guided through this as you're being given the opportunity, the experience to go down. And we see another 8 here with the 8 of Cups. Of once again going down this journey, going down this path. But there's also something here about leaving behind the old, right? As you see him going along this path, he's leaving behind these old cups, right? These old emotions, these old attachments to what no longer serves him. And so there is something here about how as you are transforming and growing and stepping into your power, right? That divine masculine and divine feminine of the emperor and empress, of stepping into that true power, you are leaving behind something old that no longer serves you. And it is something with the Hierophant where you have to have faith and trust and believe that you have all that you need. Right? There is this faith and this trusting and knowing in yourself that is necessary to take on this path. And for some of you out there, I feel as though a lot of you are unsure. A lot of you don't necessarily have all the faith and the trust in yourself. And for those of you who do, you are on this path where you are headed to the magic, to the abundance of this moon card, of the fullness, of the completion of the abundance that is coming into your life off of this opportunity. And as we talk about fullness and completion, we get the 10 of clubs, of the 10 always being of this completion. As we are ending out an old cycle, completing an old cycle to start something new, because the 10 always comes back to 1, which is the beginning. And so this is the end and the beginning with the 10 of clubs. Of clubs being of fire. What warms your heart? What are you passionate about? What do you love? And so it's time to it's time to end out these old things that you once loved, that you were once attached to, that no longer serve you, to step into something new that does serve you, that does fill you, that does complete you, that you are passionate about, that you do find joy and excitement in. And it is through this opportunity, this experience with the 3, always dealing with an opportunity and an experience. And the 3 of spades being of air, this is your very card, Gemini. The 3 of spades, very much about this Gemini energy of this curiosity to take on something new and exciting, to take on a new opportunity. But your mind has to be open to it, right? There's something about Gemini that is the curiosity, the flexible and open-mindedness to take on these new opportunities and experiences. And so at this time, for those of you who are holding on to the old, you're not completely willing to take on this opportunity and this experience. Where, again, 8 of Hearts, very similar to this Empress and Emperor energy of stepping into your true power, right? With the 8, we talk about transformation, power, and intensity. And with the heart, this is of love, of relationships, of connection. And there's something here about you stepping into your true power that lies in your heart of doing what you love, of doing what excites you. And there's also something here about changing of relationships or changing of jobs or changing of belief systems, anything that you are connected to in your life. This transformation is undergoing in you. And we saw the 8 before as we went through the tarot decks of you are going to go through this transformation. This death of the old to step into something that is new in your life. And it comes again with change. Of the 5 also being of change. And the 5 being of this new thought, of this new belief, of this new way of doing things. And with it being in diamonds, this new stability, this new structure, this new system that serves you better than the old. So we're leaving behind the old of what we are attached to, what we are connected to, Gemini, to move into this new space. So big changes and big movement happening to leave behind these old structures, these old systems, these old securities, these old relationships, these old jobs, anything that you are attached to that belongs in the past. It is time to move forward into this new space. And again, with fire here, this is about what you are passionate about, what you love, what excites you, right? What warms the heart, what brings that happiness and that joy and that love and excitement to you. What are you enthusiastic about doing in your life? And there's something here about stepping into that is about you moving into what destiny is calling for you to do in your life. So stepping into your light, into your joy, into your enthusiasm of what you truly love and what truly serves you. And burning out the old that no longer serves you. And so we see these old experiences, these old connections, these old systems in the ashes of this fire as you are rising as the phoenix and doing what truly brings you this joy, this love, and this excitement. And Cancer is in reverse. So again, what are you connecting to that is old? Where are these old emotions and old attachments and connections coming from? It's time to remove these old things in your life that no longer serve you. And we talked about this being more open-minded and more open to what Spirit has for you as air is in reverse. And so, what old thoughts, what old beliefs, what old mindsets and perspectives are you still attached to that still need to be removed? What are you in resistance to? And where do you need to change your thoughts and your perspective and your perception in your life? And with Taurus in reverse here, there is something about being stubborn and being stuck in these old systems and these old ways of living and these old values and old senses of security and comfort and safety of now it is time to move into a new form of security and stability. And we saw that with the 5 of Diamonds, of it's time to make a change so that you can step into this new place of security in your life. Which again, similar to the 5 of Diamonds, we see Mercury where there is a change that needs to take place. There are new forms of thinking, new ways of communicating, and new places to go to make these changes in your life. So that was your December 2019 horoscope for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. And I will see you in the next video.